Very good morning, students. Welcome back to first year of physics. So in the last class, actually, we finished about a related to the variation of pressure with the depth. Now let us will move to the next topic, that is about a Pascal's law. Actually, about a Pascal's law. In this Pascal's law, if a body which is immersed in a static fluid, that means static fluid in the sense is fluid is at rest. So that when a body is to be immersed in a fluid, then therefore the pressure is to be applied by the body, it is to be shared equally in all directions. So that nothing but what it is, the pressure distributed equally in all directions are nothing but we can call Pascal's law. Or we can also say like this, suppose you take a liquid, right, or you take any one liquid, so which is open to the air or open to the atmosphere, there will be a liquid is there, therefore the pressure is act, which one, the atmospheric pressure is act, then the pressure is distributed equally in all directions. That means you at a point this, there is a P naught is acting, this P naught will be distributed to in all directions, we say in all places inside the liquid. When the liquid is at rest, inside it is the pressure will be same. The pressure distributed equally is nothing but we can call as the Pascal's law. That's what I mean here. Pascal's law is nothing but the pressure is acting equally in all directions are nothing but we can say Pascal's law. Now let us, I want to say about one example related to the Pascal's law. That means here you write as P is constant in a given liquid. That is P is equal to F by A, right? Then therefore F by A is nothing but we can say constant. This is about a Pascal's law. On this basis, let us we have two examples. One example is we can say that is related to hydraulic lift. So the example that is hydraulic lift, right? See, hydraulic lift. So what is the hydraulic lift? Usually hydraulic lift is nothing but let us, I'll show you one diagram for this lift. See, this is the two open areas and this is completely filled with a liquid. See, you take any liquid like oil, you say oil. So that this area is you say A1, it is a smaller area, and this is a bigger area than this area. That's what you can say A2 greater than A1. Then there will be a liquid. See, it is completely filled with a liquid like this, right? So that here at this place, suppose there will be a pressure is applied. That means here there is a pressure P acting inside the liquid, so that here the F1 is acting on the fluid. Therefore, the pressure distributed equally in all direction in a given liquid. Suppose here you take a one like, so there will be some car to lift the car, like car is placed on this base. So now I want to lift the car. I want to lift the car. This is we can call hydraulic lift, because we are lifting. By using this, pressure is applied at one place. Therefore, the pressure distributed, see from here whatever the pressure is applied, no, that pressure will be act same. The pressure remains constant here, but here areas are different and the force also different. Different force will be act to lift the car. Now we are lifting the car now, so that the car is lifted through a height h because of the pressure applied at one end. Due to the pressure distribution in a liquid, then the pressure due to the pressure it is to be lifted vertically up. That's what we can call it is Pascal's law. It is on the basis Pascal's law. So that we know P is equal to F1 by A1. Here we can say in a one region it is, and this region you write because it is in a bigger area is there, as well as the force is distributed in all areas, but the pressure is remains same. That we should keep in our mind. So that the here P is equal to F2 by A2. So you say it is an equation 2. So that better equal these two and get F2, because how much force is acting at the second areas. So that F1 by A1 is equal to F2 by A2. So F2 is equal to F1 by A1 into A2. This is the force acting at other end. Therefore, due to this force, this vehicle or this body is lifted vertically up. This is the one application related to what it is hydraulic lift. And there will be another one is there, that is we can say hydraulic brakes. See, this hydraulic brakes are nothing but, I will tell you one example. You know, nowadays our four wheelers, usually the brakes are hydraulic brakes. So the brakes are hydraulic brakes are nothing but inside the brake there will be some oil will be there. So when pedal is applied or the force applied on the brakes, therefore the pressure or the force is distributed to the all four wheels is same. That's what the vehicle stops. Four wheels it is stops at a time only. That is because of the pressure distributed equal in all directions. That mean here the pressure is acting, all the wheels is same. So that there will be a hydraulic brakes. It is also example related to same. You write as it is a hydraulic lift, and it is next one is you say hydraulic brakes. That's what it is. Suppose there will be it is consist of a like, you draw a one diagram, I will show you. This is represented as the brake pedal it is. See, when there is a force is applied here, this brake pedal is connected to like a brake oil. Like here it is a fluid will be there in a cylinder like this. See, there will be a fluid it is. So when it is to be pedal is applied in a car or in a four wheeler or in a six wheelers. So it is to be like oil is, this is to be completely like oil, right? So this it is to be to other wheel it is, to other wheels, right? Like other wheels it is distributed. Now it is to be connected to another cylinder which contains a like a fluid it is. You say like, so this is contains a liquid or fluid like, and here these two are connected to inside actually which contains a like we can call drum it is. This is we can say drum. Right? This is we can say drum it is. Here inside the drum there will be a brake linings and brake shoe will be there. So that is we can say like these are connected to brake shoes. This is we can call brake shoes. This is the brake shoe. And here is we can also say there will be a joint will be there for this like, and here inside again there will be a brake lining is there like, and this is to be connected to the spring. Now you look at here, it is actually inside a brake which is what is happening inside this. This is an actually like it is a brake. So when there is a force is applied at a pedal, done, therefore the force is to be act on the fluid. This fluid is distributes the pressure into all wheels. This is the one wheel which is contains a brake drum. It is contains a brake drum, and inside a brake drum there will be a brake liners are there. This is the liners are there. So inside we can also write this is will be liner. So that it is a liners. So this is complete one semicircular is there, no? That is we can say brake drum it is, and the inside the drum there will be a liner is there, and the liner is contains a brake shoes, and this brake shoes contains a one spring, because when the force is applied therefore the spring is compressed and releases. Now this here the when pedal is on the pedal there will be a force is applied. If the force is will be applied on the pedal, then this force is distributed to the this oil and to this brake shoe, and as well as through this to the other wheels also. The pressure is distributed through the oil, that is brake oil we can call. So that the brake oil is distributes. This is you write as brake oil. See, through this brake oil the pressure distributed equal in all to the all wheels. That's what we can call the pressure distributed equally in all directions. It is works on the principle of Pascal's law. Here also same, you say pressure is constant. Yes, of course. That means here P is equal to F by A, no? Then F by A is constant. So these all two works on the principle of only Pascal's law. One is hydraulic lift, which is lifting because of the pressure distributed, and your brake shoes also same, because the pressure distributed to the all four wheels is equal At a time only the car will stops. This is the only works on the principle of, we can say, I mean to say Pascal's law, right? Right, next one. So there is a next topic related to this. Here, actually, next one is buoyancy. Side heading as buoyancy you take. Force of buoyancy. So this is, we can say, FB. Sir, what is force of buoyancy? I'll tell you one thing. If there is a static liquid, or you say static fluid, the best example I'll tell you. Let us, everyone know about a swimming pool, right? So in a swimming pool, if water is at rest, so when a person is jumping into the swimming pool, so that the person reaches to the bottom, but the person immediately lifted vertically up, because there is a difference in pressure. At a bottom, I told you very clear in the previous class also, at a bottom in a given a fluid or in a given a liquid, the pressure is more than the top pressure. Due to the difference in pressure, that body lifted vertically up. The lifting is called as, we can call it as the buoyancy here in a fluid. In a fluid, suppose the body of densities, you say some rho or density d, and the given liquid density you say dl. So when in a static fluid, if a body is dropped, the body of height is h, therefore due to the difference in pressure, the body lifted vertical up, the lifting inside the fluid is nothing but we can call buoyancy force. Bottom is more than the top. So and one more point also I want to say, tell you, related to Archimedes principle. Sir, what is Archimedes principle? Suppose if a body is dropped in a fluid, therefore definitely there is some liquid or water is expelled out. Sir, how much a liquid or how much fluid is liquid out? See, it is depend on the weight of the body. That means the liquid is expelled is equal to the volume of liquid expelled is equal to weight of the body. Volume of liquid expelled is equal to volume of liquid expelled is equal to weight of the body or weight of the body immersed in a fluid. It's nothing but we can call it is the Archimedes principle. Now let us, I want to say about a force of buoyancy, right? Let us, you take in a beaker, so there will be some liquid is taken like it is, right? So some up to some height, you say some up to some height. So one body of mass or the weight, so this is the wind body, and the height of the body you say h, and come to the point from the top you say it is an h1, it is inside the liquid. Everyone this point you know to be noted, right? So which is inside like this, clear? And here there will be a weight of the body which is acting mg down, and there will be a force is acting from the bottom is you say F2, and the pressure is acting P2, and from top there will be a pressure is P1 is acting, as well as there is a force is F1 is acting. And the bottom, see the bottom is it is located at a height is h2. Now due to the difference in pressure, the body lifted vertically up is nothing but we can call as the buoyancy force, right? And here you remember the density of the body, you say it is a sigma, and it is you say density of the liquid it is, which we can say rho, and this is we can say density of the body of the body. Now what we need to find here? We need to find a buoyancy force, right? So there will be a buoyancy force we can write as, see of course here the thing is F2 greater than F1, because F2 is acting more than the F1, therefore the body lifted up. See, according to the buoyancy force, the lifting force is nothing but a buoyancy in any fluid. In any fluid, that lifting up we can call buoyancy. So that the buoyancy is equal to, we can write as F2 minus F1 it is. Buoyancy is nothing but F2 minus F1 it is. Now let us, I want to say, buoyancy force is nothing but it is related to what it is, we can say liquid, right? And here you write as a F1 and F2. F1 is nothing but a P1 into A, and P1 is nothing but a H1 rho G A, right? Because this is at a height of H1 is there. This fluid is applied. The fluid pressure till the height is H1 is acting is this. And here at this, it is still H2 is acting. Therefore, you write F2 is equal to H2 rho Ga, shall I? So, because it is a fluid density and we can say fluid pressure is acting. So, that is what we can say, it is a rho. Now, you write here Fb is equal to H1 rho G, H2 rho Ga minus H1 rho Ga. Then buoyancy force is equal to rho Ga is common, H2 minus H1 of rho Ga. Clear? Sir, H2 minus H1 is nothing but we can say H, because there will be a difference in height is H. So, here the final one, buoyancy force is equal to H rho Ga. This is what it is, we can say buoyancy. Buoyancy is H rho G, right? Here we can also say this H rho G, no. So, here instead of H rho G, we can say it is V rho G. V rho G, because HA is nothing but we can write as a volume. So, that here you write V rho G. This is, we can call the volume of liquid expelled out. Suppose I want to say in terms of other, no. So, here we can also multiply with, here it is we can say multiply and divide with density of the body. This above equation, multiply and divide with sigma by sigma, that is the density of the body. So, V rho G by sigma. So, it is V rho is nothing but we can write as mass, no? Of course, because volume into density, no? Actually density is equal to mass by volume, no? From here mass is equal to density into volume. So, here you write buoyancy force is equal to, of course, V rho, no? So, here you write mg rho by sigma. So, buoyancy force is equal to mg into rho by sigma. This is the buoyancy force in a given a static fluid, that is which is acting vertically up, which is acting vertically up. This is related to what it is, force of buoyancy. Clear? And this is to be for 4 marks question actually, right? So, go through this. Yeah, this is all related to what it is, related to only static fluids, right? In a static fluid, so because the fluid is at rest, no, in this fluid at rest we can say these are the questions related to fluid at rest, right? Now come to the point. I want to say about a like a dynamic, or we can say kinematic. So the kinematic in the sense is the fluid is said to be in motion, or dynamic is nothing but a fluid is said to be in motion. So in case of a fluid in a motion, sir, what happens? See, here I want to say first statement related to about a streamline, reading as streamline. Streamline. See, streamline is nothing but we can or called as steady flow of fluid, or we can also call it is about a laminar flow. We can also call as laminar. So, this all under comes the same streamlines only. Sir, what will be the streamline? A streamline is nothing but if a flow of fluid. See, before going to streamline flow, I want to say about a related to the ideal fluid, because we cannot take directly real fluids. We cannot explain also. We cannot do directly real fluids. We can do only ideal fluid. So, the ideal fluid is nothing but see, ideal fluid is density remains constant. See, remember everyone, I am saying about a properties of ideal fluid here. So that properties are, we can say, first one, the flow of fluid, it is we can say it is a steady flow, or we can say streamline. Steady in the sense is the speed remains constant at all points throughout the flow of fluid. See, throughout the flow of fluid, a steady flow or nothing but the velocity of a flow of fluid remains constant. With respect to time, the speed does not changes. That is, we can say steady. Suppose I want to say non-steady, means the speed changes. That is a different. And here second, fluid may be rotational or irrotational. So that rotational in the sense is, it is nothing but what it is, we can say, in case of a angular momentum if I consider, therefore that is we can say at each point a net angular momentum exists. Or it is a pedal, if a pedal wheel is placed in A, it is to be rotated. See, angular momentum, rotation in the sense is it is related to, we can say, there will be a net angular momentum will be exist. Now, third one, flow of fluid may be compressible or incompressible. So, the flow of fluid is, there is no change in the density of a fluid along the line of flow, is said to be incompressible. That means density remains constant is nothing but incompressible. If there will be a density changes, that we can call compressible. So, that is our next characteristics. And last characteristic is fluid viscous or non-viscous. Viscous in the sense is, so the thing is, if a fluid is viscous, so that viscous is nothing but what happens, there will be a, like it is, see, the velocity is assumed to be non-viscous because of water flow with a high velocity. So that we can say there will be a fluid may be viscous, so non-viscous. So that the fluid is viscous in the senses which is, we can say, opposes the flow and the frictional force. So there will be a force is act opposite to the motion of a fluid, which we can call viscous force. So that here these are the characteristics. There are 4 characteristics. One is a steady or non-steady, rotational or irrotational. That means rotation means it rotates, irrotation means it is reverse in direction. And here one more is, we can say, compressible or incompressible. Compressible in the sense is density remains constant, non-compressible is nothing but a density variation will be there. Last one, viscous or non-viscous. Viscous in the sense is there will be a opposition force act to the flow of fluid, because now we are entering into the motion of a fluid, no? That we can say kinematical viscosity or kinematic fluidities. So when there is a non-viscous, nothing but there will be no opposition. If there will be an opposition, we can say that we can say frictional force is acting opposite to the motion of a fluid. So this all under comes a characteristics of a fluid, either a ideal fluid or a real fluid. So suppose we cannot take a directly real fluid, no, so that we can take only ideal fluid. So what is streamline? Streamline is nothing but the flow of fluid throughout the pipe or in a given area, the velocity remains constant. The velocity does not changes with respect to time is nothing but we can call streamline or steady or laminar flow. The speed remains constant throughout the flow. Throughout the flow is nothing but we can call streamline. I will show you. Suppose you take one pipe. Inside the pipe there will be a lines, liquid lines or streamlines. That is, we can say inside it is to be remains constant. The speed remains constant inside. So of course when it is coming out it is different, and when it is entering in also different. But whereas inside it is the speed remains constant. Speed is constant is nothing but we can call as the streamline or steady flow. That is, we can say about related to what it is streamlines. And of course we have characteristics also. And here we have characteristics also that we will see in the next class. Continuation is there, that streamline flow is there, other one is turbulent is there, critical is there. So I will continue in the next class. Thank you very much.